and welcome to the STEM Center's Career Exploration Speaker Series. Today we are with Mr. Erick Yanta. He's going to be telling us a little bit about what he does for a living and how he got into the profession that he is currently in. In this speaker series, we plan to talk to various STEM professionals about their journeys in order to help you as students get a better idea about what it is that you want to go into and how it is that you can get there. So, hi, Erick, welcome.
Hi.
So just to start off with, I wanted to see if you could go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Erick Yanta. I am a licensed professional engineer in the state of Texas. I grew up here in San Antonio. Just a quick history. As a kid, I was always taking apart just different mechanical things, little motors, things like that. Found myself drawn to the automotive side of things, turning wrenches, metal fabrication, stuff like that. So when I graduated high school, it was straight off into college with a focus on mechanical engineering. While in school, I decided to go to UTSA. I had no idea what engineering was at the time, but the further I got into it, the more I enjoyed it and actually pushing myself and pushing what I knew and then what I could do. I got involved with several different clubs, and one of them being the Formula Society of Automotive Engineers, which is probably the thing I attribute a lot of what got me to where I am today, because it's a club that builds race cars actually. So I was able to apply what I was learning in the classroom in the club into designing race cars, different components, suspension, things like that. And it really gave me an outlet to get what I know and turn it into the real world, which really helped me. So post-graduation, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do design work and kind of further that. So it definitely helped me get into a career path there. So I went into a field. I currently work with a company that builds off-road industrial equipment as a design engineer there. And I also own and operate my own engineering firm that took me a while to get a license for it. It's a pretty serious endeavor to become a licensed engineer. You have to get 4 years of experience, take an 8-hour exam or several 8-hour exams actually. So it's been a long road to get here, but it's a nice end result.
Wow, that's pretty, sounds very exciting, and you've had a very long journey into getting where you are. So my first question for you, and it kind of deals with what we're dealing with right now with the pandemic, affected you in your work at all?
The primary work of designing and analyzing and things like that is all done behind a computer. And when it comes time to build prototypes or something like that, it's done out on a shop floor where social distancing isn't hard to do. The real challenge is communication, just what everybody else is experiencing right now. So telephone calls and emails only get you so far. It's best to talk to somebody in person, and it helps to communicate what they want out of a product or out of a design or something like that. So it can be tricky to really understand their goals. But like we're doing right now, a Zoom or a video call is definitely the second best thing to meeting in person. So it's probably the best workaround.
Yeah, I think we're all still trying to adapt to this technology of using Zoom and getting up to speed with all the different features that it has. So I'm sure that there's some good and bad in doing these types of meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to ask, if a student is interested in becoming a mechanical engineer or going down the path that you have with doing all the fabrications and, getting into, designing cars, what should our students be looking at doing now in their, 2-year college education?
Well, the first thing I would recommend doing is really zeroing in on what field interests you. Just within mechanical engineering, there's dozens of areas that you can apply yourself out in the field. Design is only one of them. I've got friends that graduated that are doing analysis for the oil field, testing. I know some people that are in the biomedical industry, things like that. So it's a huge different field just within mechanical engineering. And if they want to go to electrical or chemical or anything like that, definitely kind of zero in on what they want to focus on and use current day platforms to reach out to professionals that are doing that work. So use things like LinkedIn or even Facebook or other platforms to talk to people that are doing what they want to do and ask them, hey, how do I get here? How do I do what you're doing? And I think that'll definitely help them get on the path.
That's some really good ideas for them. Another question I have is, what can students expect once they graduate with a degree in engineering?
So once they graduate, I think that they're going to be obviously looking for a job. So what's important, at least what I found was important, is to not just tell people what you can do, but show them what you have done. So that kind of goes back to that formula society where I was able to, that SAE society, where I was able to apply what I was learning in class in hands-on real-world activity, and then go and show that to my prospective employers and say, this is what I have done, so that they can look at that and say, okay, I know that this person has a skill set that they can apply here or somewhere else. Now, it doesn't have to be a society like that, though. You can do your own personal projects at home or just your class projects, the ones that the teachers or professors give you. It's best to apply and put yourself into those projects and take them seriously, because at some level, you're actually gaining experience as a student that applies in a professional setting. So it's really healthy to show what you can do or what you have done, and don't just tell people what you can do.
And these are all things that they should definitely add to like their resumes and to their LinkedIn profiles.
Absolutely. So that's a big thing, is look up, I also tell people, look up resumes for engineers as opposed to a typical resume. I think different fields have different style resumes. And after I graduated college, I found out that past employment in the engineering realm of things, some of that project work takes precedence over past employment. Like I had side jobs all the way through college. I was a valet driver. I worked at fast food restaurants, things like that. But what I found is that when I shifted my resume around and I put the focus on the projects, and I talked about what things from school I used in those projects, it really highlighted that, and it showed how I was applying that knowledge, and it helped.
That's awesome. So my last question for you is, why would you encourage students to pursue engineering?
Sure that you're out there creating value. And if you're creating value, you're always going to have a job. So that's something I always kind of follow. I believe in if I'm going to spend my time doing something, I want to create something of value, something that somebody else can use. And so that to me is really important. And so I think it just helps everybody if you're out there applying something, always pushing, making the world a better place. It sounds a little bit cliche, but engineers at their core are problem solvers. That's what we get paid to do. It's what we get asked to do, solve people's problems. We need a device for this, or we need this machine made better. So as far as why going down that path, I enjoy it. And if people find themselves, they enjoy problem solving, they enjoy creating things, I think it's a fun way to make a living and go on with things from there.
Yeah. If you have your why, it's always easy. It's never a job. It's always, a fun getaway, I guess, from home.
Exactly. Yeah. If you have fun with what you're doing, you're not really working. So.
Yes, true. Very true. So Eric, before we sign off today, is there anything that you want to tell students or anything that you want to plug regarding what you're currently doing in your profession?
Yeah, if students would like to see what we're up to, they can follow us or check us out at atnayengineering.com. You can find us on different social media platforms. We try and list different projects right now. We've got some 3D scanning that we just finished for a client, and we do a lot of fabrication design that's following up all that 3D scanning. So yeah, they can check us out there and see what's going on, and even reach out to us if they'd like.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and it was a pleasure having you. Hopefully we'll be able to have you back on campus and be able to see you face to face, and obviously get to meet our students one-on-one.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and I look forward to that as well.